At that moment I was dumbfounded and frightened. Zhao Yulan, is she the Qin Yun from the Tianqin Empire? In the blink of an eye, Qin Yun explained everything to Zhuo Chuan. Zhuo Chuan pondered for a moment before speaking. Ding Yi and the others come back to Qinwendian to work with me. As for Lin Jiaru, they can only be killed all at once. Hearing this, Qin Yan was astonished and thought to himself, Elder Shuachuan is even more ruthless than me. The scene shifts to night, and all that can be heard is Zhuo Chuan speaking solemnly. Qin Yan. This time, Kaifeng City suffered a devastating blow. The planning for this warcraft siege. It is an orc. I received reliable news. The orcs have likely discovered a way to tame magical beasts. Or what conditions can be used to unite with the beast. Listen, Qin Yan exclaimed in surprise. It turns out to be an orc. I only know that orcs can speak human language. Most can stand upright on 2 legs, walk like a human, has many characteristics of people. They can also cultivate martial arts, gain powerful strength. Orcs have a strong reproductive ability, and the growth rate is very fast. For many years, humanity has relied on the power of martial arts. Suppress the orcs. Now they are rising again. At this moment, Zhuo Chuan continued to speak. I called you over specifically to tell you, if the orcs could control a large number of 9-sword beasts, it will be difficult for humanity to overcome. The troops at the border of the Tianqin Empire are in danger. They are trying to approach human cities. Listen, Qin Yun said excitedly. Thank you, Elder. I will make a trip to the border, go to the Demon King city. But in my heart I was thinking, I must see him this time. At that moment, Ding Hong ran over to teach. Qin Yan Jij, I heard Grandpa say you helped us ask Elder Zhuo for a favor. He found us a place to abandon ourselves. Join the Hall of Curiosities. Qin Yan replied affirmatively. Yes, Elder Zhuo will train you well. You all returned to the Hall of Curiosities. Ding Hong happily said, Hunger is willing to wait for brother Qin Yan, waiting for hunger to grow stronger. Hunger wants to be with brother Qin Yan. Upon hearing this, Qin Yan awkwardly smiled. Honor, I have a wife now. Ding Hong, however, didn't care and replied, So what if you have a wife? That's your business. My business is my business. Ding Hong's logic immediately cast a shadow over Qin Yan. The scene shifts to the Demon Suppression King city. Qin Yan thought to himself as he entered the city. I seem to have been here with my father when I was a child, but I can't remember clearly. Soon we will meet the Meng family. Why am I still a little nervous? Let's ask how to get to the Demon Suppression King manor. In the blink of an eye, they arrived at the Demon King's mansion. Qin Yan took out the token and said to the guard, No need for formalities. Take me inside. Then just go inform Sister Phelan. Right. Don't tell her I have come. Just say that an important person wants to meet her. I want to give her a surprise. After a while, a guard ran over and said, Your Highness, the young lady said to go over by yourself, because she is arguing with someone. I don't have time to come over. This blonde actually dared to say that the male lead couldn't leave a mark on her diamond shield. Unexpectedly, the male protagonist shattered her into pieces with a single strike. Suddenly, we see Meng Phelan roar with emotion. I already said it. Without my consent, you are not allowed to roam around the Wang residence. If you want to walk around, I will arrange for someone to accompany you. You are running around the royal palace carelessly. Chen Yi Tai Tong, the blonde-haired man replied displeased. Little girl, we are the scholars responsible for maintaining your royal city. Respect us a bit, if you don't apologize to us. At that time, the city encountered problems. You have to take responsibility. I spit. Clearly, it was your fault, running around in our wanfu. And they also bullied the maidservants of our Wan residence. This is not your home. Are you insulting us? Isn't that just the fairy girl ring? Uncle, I have my eye on her. That is her blessing. You need to know. We are all ultimate wordsmiths. Your identity is quite noble. At that moment, Kinyan walked over. The blond-haired man shouted angrily, "You, the house servant, really needs discipline. Just come over casually." Meng Phelan was momentarily stunned upon seeing Kinyan. Suddenly he grabbed at the air. "Oh dear, how did you come here? I miss you so much. Is someone bullying you, Fei Lingjai? Good. I'll take the lead for you." Then Meng Phelan hugged Kinyan tightly and said, "What kind of servant? You really have a lot of nerve. This person is the crown prince of the Tiankin Empire." Hearing the blond-haired man scoff, "So what? He was expelled from the new Xuanwu Academy. It is clear that the new Xuanwu Academy does not take him seriously at all. The safety and security here. Now we still have to rely on ourselves. If we don't properly maintain the city defense battle, he didn't dare to stay here any longer. My name is Xianxia. In the realm of the ultimate literary master, I can rank in the top 5. Kinyan seems to be a novice Kiwen master. At most, I can only refine some medium-grade spirit texts, or perhaps refine some mediocre quality spiritual energy. You want to stand out, huh? I won't bully you either. This is the best thing I have ever created. Vajra shield. If your knife can leave marks on my shield, then I will humbly accept defeat." Upon hearing this, Meng Phelan quickly pulled Kinyan and said worriedly, "Xiao Yun, don't compare yourself to them. This guy is at the martial arts realm. There is still spirit in my hands. This is completely unfair." Kinyan took out the spirit essence treasure blade and smirked. "It's nothing. Since he sincerely wants me to insult him, of course he should enjoy himself." Saying this, he infused it with the power of Ming Yang Ni Gang. Xia Yusen held the diamond shield in front of him and said disdainfully, "Who can't talk big?" Suddenly, Kinyan charged forward. Shizhen unleashed the wind and thunder, accumulating it on the Vajra shield. At the moment of contact, all that could be heard was the continuous sound of clacking. Then, with a bang, the diamond shield shattered into pieces. At this moment, Kinyan pointed the knife and asked, "Is there anything else you want to say?" At that moment, the three of them looked at each other with cold sweat, not daring to make a sound. Meng Phelan excitedly hugged Kinyan and said happily, "Oh my, you are amazing." I finally vented my frustration. That great righteousness concerns how to provide comfort to millions of people in the royal city. I'm counting on you. Phelan. At that moment, Meng Phelan's great uncle, Meng Tao, walked over. As soon as he saw Kinyan, he hurriedly cupped his fists in greeting. It turned out to be Prince Kinyan. "Welcome, welcome." Xia Yusen assessed the atmosphere and said, "It's just in time that several seniors have arrived. This prince is very arrogant. Destroyed my diamond shield. They still want to drive us away. Please, seniors, don't be swayed by just one prince," leading to the sacrifices of the citizens in this city. Before the citizens of Kaifeng City, it is simply because they do not respect us. Drive us away. The entire city was breached by the beast horde. Upon hearing these words, Kinyan suddenly thought of something. Could it be? Meng Tao also advised, "Crown Prince, why don't we each take a step back? the diamond shield they lost. Let us compensate. Then you let them stay. Continue to maintain the operation of the town. What is your intention, your highness?" Qin nodded seriously. "Since that's the case, I kindly ask all the elders to follow what I say. First, pass the orders down. Strictly guard all city gates. The city gates are tightly shut. Everyone can only enter, not exit. The strongest forces were deployed to guard the city gates. It would be best to have a dancer with 5 mirrors. Second, capture Xie Yusen and his group." Every one present froze in place upon hearing this. Meng Phelan, coming to her senses, asked nervously, "Xiao Yun, you're not kidding, are you?" Qin Yun remained silent, his expression serious as he emphasized, "Please do as I say. What kind of treasure did the male protagonists take out?" Unexpectedly, Meng Phelan was left drooling all over the place. After hearing Qin Yun's words, Meng Tao asked in confusion, "Crown Prince, can you tell us why we need to do this?" "They are all the extraordinary scholars we invited, in charge of the town's operations. Moreover, it's hard to find a Kiwin master during this time. If we were to capture them, then who will take care of the town?" At this moment, Qin Yun reached out and said, "Take out the 3 of your unique scholar badges." "You must listen to this." Xie Yusen reached out and took the badge. "This is mine." Qin Yun glanced and said, "What you said is indeed true. What about the other 2 people?" At that moment, Xie Yusen hurriedly provided cover. They'd both kept a low profile, did not participate in the assessment of Kiwindian, so there's no badge. But their strength has reached the level of an ultimate master of oddities. Qin Yun, however, did not believe his story. Passing the assessment of the Kiwin Hall, many benefits. Are you not going? Moreover, this is the most direct way to prove one's strength. No badge. Just stop talking nonsense. I see you all are liars. Upon arriving at the Meng family home, just bully the maid here. You diligent and remarkable scholars. Better not at all." Upon hearing this, Xie Yusen hurriedly spoke up in protest. "Unjustly wronged Meng Lao. It is this incompetent prince who has ulterior motives. Seeing the Meng family so powerful, worried that your future will affect his power. So he is now going to destroy the prosperous royal city you have built. Such a person, not worthy of your loyalty." Meng Failing shouted as soon as she sensed the atmosphere. "Shut up. Xiao Yun is not the kind of person you described. He never clings to power. Noble character. Who are you to judge him?" Meng Tao, however, found it difficult and said, "This, you must do as I say. Otherwise, the demon suppression king city will be in danger." At this moment, Meng Tao asked with a worried expression, But capture them. Who will maintain the town?" Qin Yun took out the badge and said, "I am a senior Kiwin master. The large town they can maintain. I can also maintain it. Moreover, I have a great relationship with the big store in Kiwin. I sent him a message by carrier pigeon. Have him send the best Kiwin master team over as soon as possible." At that moment, Xie Yusen looked at the town and exclaimed, This is impossible. You're just a 17-year-old kid. How could it possibly be a senior Kiwin master? This badge must have been obtained by some means you used." "I became a mid-level, used for more than half a lifetime. To become a high-level wonder master, that makes it even harder. Impossible." At this moment, 2 of Meng Tao's followers were watching and discussing behind him. "It seems to be true. Now I know I can't be wrong. Can't be wrong. Although it's true. But it's hard to say." Qin Yun suddenly thought of something. He then took out the relic and said, "By the way, failing Jai, almost forgot. This is the gift I gave you. This whip is made from the essence of several spirit beasts. Then integrate the exquisite bone tank. Finally, after countless trials, I have crafted it. The thunder axe is carved above. Poison pattern. Ding Shen Wen. Huang Bao Wen. Fire pattern. Powerful patterns. You need to practice using these spirit patterns well." Meng Taoling couldn't help but drool at the sight. "Kinyan, I have always wanted a good whip. This, this is actually the spiritual tool you created for the court." At that moment, the two attendants began to discuss. "Good stuff. That's right. He must be a high-level Kiwen master." At this moment, Kinyan instructed again. "Man Lao, capture them. It's okay even if I'm hurt. If there are doubts from the outside." They teased the maid of the royal mansion. Xia Yusen argued in response to the atmosphere. "We are the Kiwen masters. Even if you don't welcome us, they can't capture us either. We are protected by the Hall of Wonders. Kinyan, you are pushing your peers away like this. That is a taboo. If this matter gets out, will definitely be scorned by other literary masters. We only have a bit of a grudge between us. You actually used your royal power as a prince. Come oppress me, you shameless little person." But Kinyan saw through it. "Stop struggling. You are the traitors of Kaifeng City, aren't you? Open the city gate from inside. Shut down the city defense formation. The city of Kaifeng has just been breached by the beasts. Be sure to listen," Meng Tao questioned. "Speak. The events of Kaifeng City. Is it you who did this?" Xia Yusen still refuses to admit it. Don't listen to Qin Yun's nonsense. "He is framing me." Qin Yun listened and said coldly, "I will send a message to Zhuo Chuan by carrier pigeon." He was very clear about the fall of Kaifeng City. It must be investigated until the truth comes to light. I believe he will definitely have a way by then. What did you find out from you? Turned around randomly and left. Passed the order down. Seal off the entire royal city. Only enter. Cannot go out. If the person coming in is from Mudeajing, you must keep a close watch on them. When the beauty becomes a rogue, do you think the male lead can handle it? The scene shifts. Only the voice of Meng Failing could be heard from within the room. "Xiao Yun, we haven't seen each other in a while. You've become even stronger. The whip you gave me is too precious. As a return gift, I just made a sound." Before he could finish speaking, Kinyan interrupted him. "No, no, no. Could you give me a few OW golden eggs? I like this." At this moment, silently watching in the space, he sighed. "That Kinyan really has a lot of admirers. Never mind. As long as I have something to eat, I'm fine." In the blink of an eye, Meng Failing spoke. "By the way, there's something I need to ask of you. I hope you will be as the crown prince. I recommend you join the Blue Sacred Palace's beast martial arts." Kinyan replied happily upon hearing this. "Sure, you have the soul of a parrot. Very suitable for that place. But in the end, you still have to pass the assessment. Only then can one enter the beast martial arts. I believe Sister Phelan will definitely pass those assessments." At this, Meng Failing immediately felt happy and pulled Kinyan. "That's great. I will definitely cherish Xiao Yun." "No, that won't do. Make the most of the opportunity that Xiao Yun has fought for me." This nearly left Kinyan gasping for breath. "Coco, got it. Let go of my neck. I'm going to be strangled." At that moment, Meng Failing shyly said with a red face, "You just rest here. If you can't sleep at midnight, just come knock on my door. I will lull you to sleep." The door frame closed with a sound. "No need, no need. You should hurry and leave. You're becoming more and more of a rogue." The scene shifts to the deep of night. Suddenly a howling sound came through. At this moment many magical beasts have gathered outside the city. Suddenly Qin Yun jolted awake and thought to himself, "Oh no." Meanwhile Meng Feiling walked over and asked, "Qin Yun, did you hear it too?" Qin Yun confidently replied, "When the demons arrive, the city is under siege. The first thing to do is send Xianxia to the core of the formation. Send someone to contact your uncles to go out. Hold off the first wave of monsters. Take me to the core of the formation." In the blink of an eye, the two arrived at a location in the sky. Meng Feiling introduced, "Qin Yun, the great formation is in the cave of the mountain in the center of this royal mansion. Don't worry. The 9 beasts outside the city. Uncle and the others are here. Absolutely no problem." As the two entered the cave, only Qin Yun said, "As long as the formation remains intact, it doesn't require much effort to maintain. I hope the great formation hasn't been destroyed yet." In the blink of an eye, they arrived at the great formation. Meng Feiling introduced, "This is the place. The usual formation can absorb the spiritual energy from the Earth's spiritual spring, transform into energy, maintain the operation of the formation. If the barrier released by the great formation is attacked by a strong force, the formation will absorb the energy of the gold coins inside the box. Let's make the barrier stronger, the tax burden borne by the demon king, primarily used to maintain the operation of the formation. Xia Yusin and the others have been at the Wanfu for several days now, but we have always kept them out of here." "Listen," Qin Yun sighed. "It's a good thing you didn't let them in. Otherwise, it could be dangerous now. However, if they secretly tampered with it, it may not be noticeable in a short time. Let me take a quick look first." As he spoke, he released his spiritual energy to investigate. After finishing the review, Qin Yun turned and said, "When the formation is in operation, energy blockages must not occur. Once blocked, it is necessary to clear it up in a timely manner. Otherwise, it will cause problems for the entire formation. This formation does have a few minor issues. A place where some souls intertwine. The energy is too chaotic, clashing with each other. I'll organize it a bit, and it will flow smoothly." And Meng Feiling thought to herself, "He is becoming more and more reliable." After an unknown amount of time, the two people were seen sitting on the ground. Qin Yun said, "Now there's nothing going on. When the grand formation operates, I observed the operation closely. Just don't make any mistakes. Actually, this job is quite boring. Most of the time is spent waiting." Hearing this, Meng Feiling couldn't help but laugh. Since that's the case, taking advantage of the lack of people around. "So peaceful. Do you want to?" Qin Yun was taken aback. "Ming, what are you going to do?" "I tell you, I am a very serious person." Montferlin pointed at him and said, "Where have you been?" "Since I'm just idle anyway. Why don't you help my family refine a few mid-grade spirit tools? Don't you like World of Warcraft? We will use the WoW gold bullet as payment." Hearing Qin Yun reach out to take the stove, "Oh, why didn't you say so earlier?" "I'll get started right away. Don't just stand there. Go out and gather some information. Come back and tell me." Meng Feiling looked at him speechlessly. Sure enough, hearing about money gives energy. Before long, a few people arrived at the cave entrance. At this moment, Meng Feiling stepped forward and said, "Qin Yun, you can come with me now. Elder Zhuo has arrived." They also sent a few reliable mystery experts to assist you. This birdman refuses to eat humans. I was ordered by the orc leader to be taken out for a test. That's too cruel, right? Listening to Meng Phelan's words, Xianxia kicked out the refined spirit weapon and said, "Great. Quick, take it. I've crafted so many spirit tools for your family. I'm almost dying of boredom." At this moment, Zhuo Chuan reached out and said, "Xianxia, I have already inquired about the situation on Xia Yusen's side. A man in black agreed to him. As long as he succeeds, give him a set of high-quality spirit manuscripts. Unfortunately, the background of this man in black is significant. Xia Yusen also didn't know." After listening, Meng Phelan analyzed. Blue Star Palace. Besides the Hall of Wonders, only they can produce high-quality spiritual writings. As we all know, the ones most eager to meddle in the affairs of the great empires are the Zigong and Nangong. They might be planning to leverage the power of the orcs, weaken the power of the Chang'an Empire and the Kiwin Pavilion, since Qin Long returned to take charge of the Chang'an Empire. The Blue Star Palace cannot interfere with the affairs of the Chang'an Empire. After listening, Zhuo Chuan also agreed. Actually, our strange stories hall has been secretly hindering them from capturing people to make them slaves for mining operations. The relationship with the Blue Star Palace also became very delicate. After listening, Xianxia pondered. Let's not talk about that for now. If the person behind this can ally with the orcs, both sides' strength will definitely improve a lot. Capture multiple cities. Orcs and monsters can obtain a large amount of food. Strength can see great improvements. It will be a disaster then. At that moment, Juachuan turned and left the island. Let's go. Xianxia, let's go outside the city. They are about to launch the next attack. I want to see the beasts of this attack. Do you also understand formations? If it really is, that can be certain. It is humans who held them. Suddenly, Xianxia looked towards the city outskirts and said, "Look over there. It's about to begin. The giant monster is charging at the city gate. A smaller sized monster. He's in the distance. Divide into groups. Waiting for the city gates to open. Invading the city. They are very organized." Hearing Meng Phelan call out, "Xiao Yan, we won't go up. Are you just watching here?" Elder Zhuachuan has already led his people to charge. Xianxia replied, "No, we just watch from here, waiting by the stump for a rabbit." Suddenly, Xianxia looked at them happily. "Here it comes. I knew it. That is the orc they sent to assess the situation." Feeling shy, she immediately chased after him. "Sister Failing, if the Grand Elder could inquire about my situation, just say I went to track the orc. Let them not worry." In the blink of an eye, Xianxia followed along while thinking to himself, "This guy's strength is not weak." From the intensity of this scent, equivalent to the bodiless 9 heavens of humanity, the birdman looked at the battlefield and thought, "The battle is over. Over 1,000 magical beasts failed to breach the city. It's time to go back and deliver the message." At that moment, Xianxia watched the departing birdman and thought, "Following like this is easy to expose. It seems we need to send someone to track you down. Input the breath of this birdman into my soul-chasing talisman. Let the paper figure track for me. Go ahead." Soul-chasing talismans. In the blink of an eye, Xianxia was hiding in a corner, deep in thought. The stinky bird flies quite fast. In a short while we returned to the Orc Mountains. This is my first time here. They are all relatively powerful orcs. As Xianxia entered the cave, a person sat in the main seat and said, You said the old man with the glowing staff. This must be Xianxia. With this old guy around, it's normal for the warcraft to be exterminated. At this moment, Princess Lan Si Gong looked puzzled. Why did she appear in Demon Suppression City? Has she already discovered Xia Yusen? If the Kiwen Hall notices, it won't be easy for us to breach the city anymore. At this moment, Hong Fa let out a sigh. What a pity. Zheniao Wang City is a huge city. If we succeed, relying on the numerous corpses inside, it will surely raise a large number of powerful magical beasts. The Warcraft can bounce many Warcraft gold bullets. The spirit beast that popped out from the world of Warcraft. Then they will completely obey us. Hearing the great kin, Yuxin was startled. If we could enslave a monster of this level, that can indeed grant great power. But they actually want to use the citizens of the Tianqian Empire to feed the magical beasts. At this moment, the West Palace Master suggested, how about we try some other cities? Sai, the Demon King City is closest to the Orc Mountain range. If I can win this, then the Tianqian Empire is within easy reach. Since Qin Long came back, the Tianqian Empire will not be under our control. If this continues like this, soon it will become a powerful force and fight against us. At that moment, the birdman respectfully said, Spirit Master, I take my leave. Resignation. The Spirit Master let out a cold snort. Heya, I said it before. If you still refuse to kill humans to eat, I will execute you. This time you will return empty-handed too, right? Qin was shocked and thought to himself, he is unwilling to hurt others. You are going to eat someone. Immediately they heard the Spirit Lord shout, Someone catch the black duck, hanging at the entrance of my cave. Bake it and eat it tomorrow morning. This guy wants to take advantage of the male lead's master, Xianxia, the art of experimental yin-yang cultivation. I didn't expect the male lead to hear at all. The scene shifts to reveal a werewolf, mocked while pinching the black duck's face. Jia King Gao never eats people. We have been entwining ourselves with you for a long time. As long as tomorrow dawns, I will be able to taste your King Gao's flesh. At this moment, Qin Yan, who was hiding nearby, thought to himself, these orcs are really twisted. I can't. I must save this beastman. Suddenly, Qin Yan quietly approached Heya and said, Hello, Sister Bird. Don't shout yet. My name is Qin Yan, and I'm here to save you. The black duck asked sadly, Why did you save me? Qin Yan reached out to control the suit and said, Can't bear to watch it. Just take it as my thanks for not eating people. This is the beast tamer's suit. Don't be nervous. I'm just being cautious. The black duck looked back, blushing, and asked, What are you doing? Why do I feel something strange in my body? At that moment, Qin Yan took out the spirit gold treasure blade and said, This outfit can help me sense your soul, as long as I have a thought, can make you lose your mind. Saying this, he used a knife to rescue the black duck. He pulled him in and said, I will save you. At the same time, it's also to have you help me. In an instant, I heard Hay exclaim in surprise, I promised to help you, but I didn't expect you to come from the Demon Suppression King City. You actually are. At this moment, Qin Yan interrupted. Words must be kept. You tell me first, that Princess Yang, when did you get involved with your lord? Listen, the black duck replied, It's been a while. I remember the first time the princess came. Our lord welcomed her warmly. I'm not sure when we started contacting each other, when I had not yet pledged my loyalty to that wolf. They are together now. Listen, Qin Yan asked excitedly. So where have they gone now? Your lord, there must be something that the Sun Princess has taken a liking to. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to cooperate together. It's beast oil, he explained. Beneath the hundreds of mountains over there contains a large amount of beast oil. These animal oils. It is the food of our orcs. It can help us feel less hungry, become stronger. That Sun Princess. Every once in a while, everyone will come here, remove a large amount of beast oil. Listen, Kinyan instructed. Sister Birdman, I'll go check out the beast oil you mentioned. You should fly away from the Or mountain range first. Find a good place to hide near the steel at the border of the Tianqin Empire. After I return, I will call for you there. The black duck replied, You must remember to come find me. In the blink of an eye, I heard a silent whisper. Brother Yun, I felt the beast spirit elixir. Beast spirit liquid? This left Kinyan completely baffled, and continued to speak quietly. Brother Yun, I now understand how the orcs control the beasts. Because these orcs are from the Beast Blood clan. They have the bloodline of the beast. So they encountered the magical beast. You can avoid being attacked by the beasts. Then use the beast spirit liquid. It became possible to control the beasts. Suddenly, Kinyan interrupted. Wait a moment. Moo, there is an old acquaintance down there too. At this moment, Kinyan's old acquaintance is observed. Xiao Yanglong and a few others were walking below. At that moment, Kinyan instructed. Momo, you look back at the string of gifts. I'll go down and listen to what Xiao Yanglong and the others are saying. But deep down I was thinking. There was a young man with a perfect physique. Following Xiao Yanglong, I need to be careful. Thinking this, he jumped down. At this moment, the mask was difficult to remove. It already seemed to sense something. At this moment, Kinyan was in a panic due to a cold. Hid in the nearby forest. At that moment, Xiao Yanglong said, Princess, taking advantage of Xianxia's family influence, still tightly controlled by me, I plan to hold a grand wedding with him as soon as possible. I hope the princess will host it for me then. Princess Yan replied, No problem. I thought you were going to defeat Kinyan. Let's hold a grand wedding again. I didn't expect it to start so early. Xiao Yanglong said with a worried expression. Princess, you should be clear. A genius woman like her is very rare. I don't want to be robbed first. I just happened to acquire the art of yin-yang cultivation. I want to see if I can succeed with Xianxia. Help me break through. At that moment, the mask could hardly be seen. Princess, Master, from now on, let me handle the matters regarding Xiaoyu. Just focus on planning the wedding. Listen, Princess Yang replied. But you must remember, Zhang Hai, to extract Xiaoyu, we have consumed a large amount of manpower and resources. He has a significant impact on the firing of Xu and Yuan Gang. Can we overthrow the Blue Sacred Palace and become the leader of martial arts? Just look at these lives. Listen, Zhang Hang laughed heartily. Once upon a time, isn't Kinyan going to challenge the master? If he comes, let me make my entrance. I promise to make him kneel down and apologize to you. The male lead has gained another spiritual energy. Surprisingly, one can spray oil with a single throw. Hearing Zhang Hang's words, Xiao Yanlong praised. Very good. If you killed him, I will find a way to get Yulan to marry you. Then, thank you, Master. Yulan, this fiery little girl, I've wanted to teach her a good lesson for a long time. When the time comes, I will cripple Kinyan. Ah, this left Kinyan feeling the atmosphere was heavy. Damn it, truly shameless. At that moment, Kinyan suddenly jolted in shock. What happened? Did an earthquake happen? It turns out that the captured Minotaur is dealing with Xiaoyu. In the blink of an eye, the Minotaur brought forth the oil barrel containing Kinyan. With a swift motion, it was thrown into the well. At this moment, Kinyan hurriedly applied the medicine while thinking to himself, I hope the water avoidance spirit script is useful. He kicked the oil barrel aside. With a clang, it fell into Xiaoyu. In the blink of an eye, Kinyan found himself enveloped in thought. This outfit can actually be used here. In this way, I can dive down to see the source now. 2 hours have passed. As Kinyan searched, he thought to himself, this longevity is just too much. The flow resistance is increasing. Not right. This longevity must have erupted from a certain point. Suddenly, Kinyan looked at a bottle and thought, what is this? It's actually been continuously oozing oil. At this moment, in the Jiayang Shenpo space, Momo looked on in astonishment. This thing has a similar essence to the hidden space of Jiayang Shenpo, containing a large amount of spirit beast liquid. This kind of spiritual energy requires a blood oath to be controlled. Kinyan Jij. Fast. As Kinyan dripped blood to gain control, Kinyan climbed out of the well, sighing and thinking, oh my, I'm exhausted. I want to pay tribute to all the miners. What kind of person? Zhang Hang appeared in front of Kinyan and asked. Kinyan swiftly threw out a binding talisman, freezing him in place. Kinyan mocked again. I am Kinyan. With your level. Still want to defeat me? Don't touch my woman. You can rest assured. Xiao Yaolong and that Yang princess will only die worse than you. Let me take a look. What kind of martial soul do you have? Dare to be so arrogant? In the blink of an eye, Kinyan looked at the golden fork. It turns out to be the purple gold blade martial soul. Great! Just enough to refine it into my treasured blade. Thank you, bootlicker. Zhang Hang shouted in fear at this moment. I can't die. I am a genius nurtured by the Blue West Palace. In the blink of an eye, Kinyan happily said, you can go to hell, as Zhang Han's neighbor. At this moment, Kinyan extended his hand and unleashed a flame, thinking to himself, as for this beast oil, it must be destroyed. As Kinyan thrust the flames into the well, only the rumbling sound kept echoing. At this moment, Kinyan thought to herself, fortunately, all the oil wells are connected. It can be burned up in no time. Now it's time to find Sister Birdman. At this moment, Heya was looking at the distant Golden Fork Road. Such a big smoke. Did that little demon ignite the oil well? You guessed right. Kinyan turned back and said, don't be afraid. I won't kill you. Burning the beast oil here is also due to other concerns. Sister Birdman, what are your plans next? Listen, Heya sighed. What plans can I have now? The Orc Mountains cannot be returned to, and cannot survive in the human world. Maybe we can only go to other places where the monsters gather. At that moment, Kinyan comforted. Since that's the case, do you want to stay in my storage space for 2 days? Then I'll take you to an area where beasts roam wild. At this moment, Jiayang Shenpo quietly looked on with disdain. HMPH. Isn't Chu Kinyan out chasing girls again? And the black duck pondered. Is this also okay? But will being alone with a man not be good for you? I've heard that you have quite a few rules. Will I not trouble you? Looking again at Kinyan holding the 9 Suns' divine soul. It's not just you. There is still one person in here. You can be temporary roommates. Listen, the black duck replied politely. Then I will bother you for a while. Thank you. Kinyan looked on with satisfaction, thinking to himself, I didn't expect that among the girls I know, only one orc is the most polite. The scene shifts to the main manor. Kinyan greeted. I'm back. Juo Chuan glanced back and replied. You brat, you finally came back. Men failing Z quickly agreed. Exactly, exactly. Almost got scolded by others. Quickly tell me where you've been. Kinyan awkwardly explained. Follow that guy into the Orc Mountains. The harvest is very abundant. Let me tell you all in detail. At this moment, the black duck inside the Jiayang divine soul, looking on in awe. Kinyan seems to be quite popular. Yet Momo had a face full of confusion. Another ignorant girl has been deceived. The male lead says he doesn't want to, but his body is quite honest. I was unexpectedly kissed by that birdman. The scene shifts, and all we hear is Meng Failing speaking. Kinyan, aren't you going to take a break? Having achieved such a great feat, I can't believe you're leaving so soon. People can't help but be good at it. Kinyan comforted. Isn't Elder Zhuo Chuan still here? Finalizing the remaining tasks. It's okay if I'm not around. I need to go to First Town. I received the news. Deep in the First Town, there is a very mysterious shaman. Can create unique pharmaceuticals. Jin Pao Pharmaceutical can help people step into the 5 realms. Do you remember? Lao Tan and the others mentioned. In the First Town, there is a shelter. Many powerful humans gathered there, protecting a spring. If we can find this place, maybe we can find Lao Tan and the others. Help me find that mysterious shaman. Hearing Meng Failing say with a flushed face. All right, maybe you will run into them again. 3 days later, the First Town. District 1. Kinyan sighed as he looked at the scene before him. There were originally many tall buildings constructed here. All were destroyed by the monsters. However, there are still many relatively secluded areas left. It should be suitable for Birdman Sister to settle down. Yang immediately felt shy and thought to himself, it turns out he came here for me. Suddenly, he grabbed Kinyan's arm and said emotionally, Kinyan really thanks you. Then Kinyan took out the storage bag and said, Okay, holding this storage bag, it contains quite a bit of lean meat. It will last you a long time. You should know how to use mental power right. You can open the bag with mental strength. Take out the things inside. Darkness arrived in surprise. You also prepared a gift for me. I don't even know what to say anymore. This is Momo causing trouble on the side. Sister Birdman, I know this. A woman can feel envy towards a man she is fond of compared to others. It's okay too. Shut up. Before the words were finished, Kinyan interrupted. Hey immediately felt shy and surprised. What you are saying is, if Kinyan is willing. Kinyan awkwardly denied it. No, no, no. He is talking nonsense. But the darkness blushed and asked, Sorry, I can't assist with that. Then are you willing to be with me? This made Kinyan feel awkwardly amused. Don't listen to Momo's nonsense. I am not that kind of person. Silently, yet it pierced through the path. What are you pretending? Actually, you really want it in your heart right. Looking back, the darkness transforms into wings. Kinyan wrapped it up and said, Since young Master Qin doesn't mind. So, before Kinyan could refuse, suddenly the darkness leaned in for a kiss, not knowing how much time had passed. As the two parted ways, Kinyan's face turned red with shyness, but Momo was silently gloating. Hurry up and thank me, looking back at the dark, shy path of departure. Kinyan, I am leaving. I hope you won't forget me. That was my first kiss. Just as the darkness was about to fade away, Kinyan, only a familiar voice was heard. Kinyan's heart raced when he saw Xiao Yulan. Oh no, he didn't see anything, did he? Ida, Xiao Yanlong and the others are also there. At this moment, Zai Wufeng approached to greet. Yan Leadi, I can't believe it's really you, Kinyan politely said. Zai Leada, you seem to have become stronger again. Really impressive. What is this? You are amazing. Came to this place all by myself. Meanwhile, Xiao Yuelan was gripping Kinyan. You guy, how did I end up in such a dangerous place? Even if we are such a talented team, people are very cautious when coming to this place. Kinyan heard the secret passage. That was close. Just now, I was being affectionate with Bergman's sister. Yulan has arrived. At this moment, Xiao Yanglong mocked. I thought it was just a solitary beast. So it's you, this arrogant fool. Xianxia said upon hearing about the cold. Kinyan, come join us. This will be safer. Lan Fengjing also agreed. That's right. It's really dangerous for you to wander around alone. Kinyan was unconvinced. Who said that? I walked here all by myself. Xiao Yanglong spoke to the elder beside him in a tense atmosphere. He is just a burden. Absolutely cannot take him with us. Elder Xuanjian, you must not let such a guy join our team. Upon hearing this, Xiao Yulan's mood changed. Xiao Yanlong, you are the chief disciple of the Western Palace. Why are you so narrow-minded? If it weren't for the turmoil of the Kungxing Rebellion, Shu Ren Dong Gong Ju Dai Huan, resulting in today's Eastern Palace suffering greatly, today is not your day to act so arrogantly, disciple of the Western Palace. Xiao Yanlong is also not willing to back down. Xiao Yulan, don't go too far. Have you forgotten your own last name? At this moment, Zai Wufeng expressed his stance. Elder Xuanjian, if you don't let Kinyan follow us, please allow me to leave the team and go with him. Xiao Yulan also agreed. That's right. If that's the case, I also want to follow Kinyan. Lan Fengjin also joined the fun. And me, Elder Xuanjian. Kinyan is also my student. I must protect him. These people are really shameless. The first thing I did when I met the male lead was to make him cook. Listening to what everyone said, Elder Xuanjian said helplessly, all right, let Kinyan follow us. He is a person with many talents and flaws. The strength is also quite impressive. I witnessed his disappearance firsthand. There shouldn't be any issues. Wait a moment. Kinyan clasped his fists and said, thank you all for your kindness. Kinyan was very touched. I really want to join everyone, but I still have things to finish with a few friends I met here before. Additionally, I don't want to be with someone particularly annoying who's present. You know what I mean. Upon hearing this, Xiao Yanlong instantly became furious. What the hell, Kinyan, you? What are you pretending? Elder Xuanjian hurriedly intervened. Calm down. No one else is joining. What else do you want? At that moment, Xiao Yulan looked on with concern. Since that's the case, Xiao Fujun, be careful when handling things on your own. Don't get hurt. Do you know? You should also take good care of yourself. As the scene shifts, Kinyan flies while thinking to himself. The breath is nearby. That my bottom is dirty. Suddenly, a familiar voice came from below. Kinyan hurried over to check. It turns out to be old Tan. As they ran, Tan and the others reminded each other. Ayan, how did you get here? Quick, withdraw with us. Half an hour later, everyone shyly hid inside the cave. Judah could only be heard complaining. Such bad luck! Almost took down that monster horde. Suddenly, other magical beasts rushed into attack. Zhu Lao was also extremely angry. Where is his mother? It's those guys who don't know how to cooperate, causing such a big commotion. If we had infiltrated and assassinated the demon beasts from the beginning, this way, it can be done in a short amount of time. Kill the other 7 or 8 monsters. Dealing with the 9-headed beast and 0 beast becomes much easier. Can we settle this quickly? At that moment, Qin Yun looked on in astonishment. Long time no see. You all have become dancers of the 5 mirrors. Hearing Lao Tan explain, we found the shelter. They also found the legendary shaman. Let's smoothly step into the 5 mirrors. Actually, it's just good luck. That shaman. He is my grandfather's good friend. Otherwise, others won't be so lucky. At that moment, Qin Yun asked, Lao Tan, I am also eager to step into the 5-mirror realm now. Can you help me find that shaman? Lao Tan replied upon hearing this. No problem. He wants to collect 2 magic monster golden eggs. Additionally, can you make us a big meal tonight? Then there will definitely be no problem. Upon hearing this, Qin Yun instantly transformed into a skilled chef. All right, just you wait and see. In the blink of an eye, everyone praised while eating. Oh dear, Qin Yun's skill. Amazing. I haven't eaten something this delicious in a long time. I'm suffocating here. At this moment, old Tan instructed again. Yan, before the journey begins, you have to come with us to find the dragon sorcerer beast horde. We have figured out the location. On our way to Jinlong City. Tomorrow you will handle the Lingwan cannon. Qin Yun listened quietly, deep in thought. Wait for me to find a way. Let's see if we can find something from your Lingwan cannon. Then try to refine one yourself. I won't just carry the cannon for you. At this moment, Shu are introduced. Dragon sorcerer beast horde. There is dragon blood within. Has a strong resilience. This is the first group. Their resilience will be stronger. Even with injuries, it won't be too serious. Moreover, this herd of beasts is enormous. Legend has it that there are 5 spirit beasts. Other level 9 magical beasts are also in the hundreds. Among that 100-person team, there are 5 mirrors in total, but was still defeated. Only a few people survived and escaped. That team has bad luck. Accidentally entered the territory of the dragon sorcerer. Even the 5-mirror path cannot escape. At that moment, someone quietly said in the space, Brother Yun, I smell the scent of the Warcraft golden egg. Moreover, it contains the dragon's bloodline. That dragon sorcerer beast horde. Are there many Warcraft golden eggs? Listen, Qin Yun asked in confusion. Dragon beast golden egg. Isn't it very precious? Lao Tan explained. 10 ordinary WoW gold eggs. None can match a dragon demon beast's golden egg. Very precious. Yan, you won't lose out on this. Just follow us honestly. In the blink of an eye, a few people were flying by. Qin Yun said, With you few, the ultimate binding talisman is here. The spirit of the 5-mirror martial soul. Even stronger now. Hold on to the talismans tightly. We'll rely on it for the raid. The dragon sorcerer is very alert. Can spot the enemy from afar. But don't worry. Zhu Lao's martial soul is very special. The energy that has been released can conceal one's presence. It allows us to get within 100 meters of the beasts. In the blink of an eye, Several people arrived near the beast. Lao Tan looked and said, "Six-headed spirit beast. This is not easy to deal with." He casually explained, "Yan, you are like before, suspended in the distance. 30 shells. Do not save it all. Use it up. If there were a magical beast's golden egg, at least 2 spirit beasts will be on guard. Ian, your goal is them. Be careful not to damage the golden egg. Chu Lao and it is to deal with the 3-headed spirit monster. On Tuesday, deal with the other 8 or 9 realm dragon sorcerers. Use in conjunction with the immobilization talisman. Once settled, the dragon mage. Just unleash a frenzied slaughter with all your might. Attract a portion of the dragon sorcerers. The male lead holds the gun in his hand. World of Warcraft golden eggs can be used freely. As everyone delved deeper, Tuesday reminded, Dennett, there are many small teams in the distance. Staring at this dragon mage beast herd, Lao Tan comforted. It's okay. They dare not attack. If I wanted to take action, I would have done it by now. I won't just watch from afar anymore. At that moment, the distant Hu Xingfeng said, the power of the dragon sorcerer. In the world of Warcraft, it can rank quite well. They knew there were humans in the distance. But they are not afraid at all, because no one dares to attack them. Otherwise, they wouldn't swagger around so boldly. Look over there, Xiao Yulan exclaimed in surprise. Someone is at the event. At this moment, Xiao Yanglong's team looked at Tan Wenda. What are those guys' backgrounds? Are they crazy? It's old Tan. Pao Wan Lao Tan. But the Ling Wan cannon is not in his hands, but in the hands of a young person. He handed such a powerful Ling Wan cannon to a little one. Have you been kicked in the head by a donkey? It really is Lao Tan and his team. These 4 guys, they are all at the martial arts realm. It's that little rascal, uncertain of its origin. At this moment, Xianxia exclaimed excitedly, "You Lan!" And Lan Fengjin looked at him scornfully. These 4 kids, actually going crazy with that group of guys. I was foolish to believe that being with that team was safe. These guys, how could they be so reckless? Tingpa Zai Wu Feng comforted. Yun Liadi is working, although it seems a bit impulsive. But he also understands the complexities. Did you see it? They are so close to the dragon sorcerer, but was not discovered by the dragon sorcerer. Xiao Yanglong scoffed in anger. They must have the strength to obtain it. Aren't you going up to help? Aren't you afraid that kid will die there and you'll become a widow? Upon hearing this, Xiao Yulan's mood changed. You don't understand anything. They must have a comprehensive plan. None of us would do anything but ruin their plans. Then came another round of scolding. The other 2 looked on in admiration. It's a pity to waste such good spiritual energy from the Ling Wang cannon. It's about to be destroyed by the dragon sorcerer. Why is Canon King Lao Tan so reckless? He is usually a very cautious person. This kind of thing. How could they give this to a little ghost? Sigh. They are finished now. This is also good. We can see the power of the dragon sorcerer with our own eyes. Hehe. Old Tan and the others also died for a worthy cause. Can you let us know how the dragon sorcerer attacks? At this moment, Xiao Yulan is going berserk. Shut your filthy mouths. Yang Shiyu anxiously advised nearby. No, no, no. They just talk too much. Don't be angry. At this moment, Qin Yan was carrying the Ling Wang cannon. A loud explosion hit the Ling monster. Looking astonished, indeed very strong, cannot be directly blown up. In the distance, Yang Shiyu and a few others were discussing. Qin Yan hit too hard. He controls the Ling Wang cannon very well. One of the dragon sorcerer's eyes was shattered. I just underestimated this little rascal. Old Tan let this little brat control the Lingwan cannon. They can mobilize manpower to attack. I see now. Look at mine. As old Zhu continued to wear his ceremonial robe, Xiao Yulan looked at him excitedly. Do you see it? Qin Yun was able to wear the ultimate binding garment. Elder of the new selection martial arts academy, he was actually kicked out. What a bunch of idiots. No wonder they sent a few people to attack the dragon mage beast horde. They have a large number of premium immobilization outfits. Their goal is the World of Warcraft golden bullet. And it's very likely to succeed. Qin Yan is impressive. We really misjudged. At that moment, old Tan shouted, Qin Yan, I welcome my duties. Ting replied to Qin Yan, but I successfully charged into the beast pack. While rushing forward, he asked, Momo, where is the gold bullet in World of Warcraft? I can't see. He pointed silently and said, right under the belly of the great dragon mage. Qin Yan was delighted to hear this. I saw it. So that's how it was hidden. Look at mine. As he spoke, he manipulated the Lingjing treasure sword, cut open the belly of the dragon sorcerer. Take the Warcraft golden bullet away. At this moment, Qin Yan looked at the storage bag happily. Golden. I got it. As he spoke, he threw out two immobilizing garments. The two-headed dragon sorcerer declared, Lao Tan, they have already noticed. Listen to Lao Tan's reply. All right. Task successful. We retreat. As Qin Yan's side comes to an end, Xiao Yulan hugged Xianxia happily. I said she could do it. Truly worthy of being my Qin Yan. Xiao Yanglongque gritted his teeth in anger. The scene shifts to the basement. Only heard Lao Tan ask, Has Qin Yan prepared everything? Qin Yan replied excitedly, what a bountiful harvest. I will go into the compartment to study the Spirit King. You all take a good rest. In the blink of an eye, Qin Yan entered the room and asked, Momo the little beauty, can you tell me all the strange tales about this thing? Make sure to remember everything. Can you imagine this stunning beauty who captivates passers-by? It turns out the male lead was in disguise. Listening to Qin Yan's words, silently affirmed in response, No problem. But the strange tales within this thing all belong to Xuanwen. I might need to expend a lot of energy. Qin Yan looked at her thoughtfully. In other words, the Spirit King's cannon could originally be refined into a mysterious artifact. However, due to various shortcomings, only Wanpin's spiritual tools can be refined. Almost. As she operated, Momo said again, Brother Yun, take out a Warcraft gold bullet. Put it under me. Here it comes. Qin Yun then took out a magical beast golden bullet. However, Momo suggested, Qin Yan Jij, you'd better take out a few more. I need to continuously absorb energy. Time has passed in the blink of an eye. At that moment, Qin Yan thought to himself, this is already the sixth one. The Spirit King cannon is indeed difficult to handle. Looking at Momo's face covered in sweat, Qin Yan Jij, not enough. I want more. Not knowing how much time has passed, I only saw Momo exhausted to the point of collapse. All right. I'm exhausted. Qin Yan comforted. Momo, thank you for your hard work. Wait for me when I have time. Let's study the mysterious script of the Spirit King Canon again. At this moment, we arrive in Jinlong City. Zhu are introduced as he walked. In Golden Dragon City, hidden talents abound. Though we are in the martial arts realm, you can be very careful here as well. After all, There are many stronger people here than us. Some experts even possess exceptional skills. Arrived at Jinlong City, we need to try to conceal our identities well. It's best not to let anyone recognize you. We obtained the magical beast Bold Bullet from the dragon sorcerer. Very memorable. Listen, Qin Yun exclaimed in amazement. There are really a lot of resources in this first wave. Many buildings here are protected by powerful formations, especially those grand halls. Listen, old Tan looked helpless. Mingaming is a prince. What a rustic appearance. Let's go. Let's disguise ourselves and go find that shaman. Others check into Tanny Inn. In the blink of an eye, the two had changed their gear. Old Tan praised. Yun, where did you learn this? It's very realistic. I really thought I had another daughter. Listen, Qin Yun explained. A friend of mine with the surname Meng taught me. I can handle this myself. I didn't expect it to be so successful. Meanwhile, people by the roadside noticed. My soul has been taken away. Such a beautiful beauty. This left the two of them in an awkward situation. At this moment, old Tan said while walking, "The shaman lives in this small alley. I hope he is at home." In the blink of an eye, the two arrived at the entrance of a courtyard. At this moment, the skeleton on the door asked, "Who is it?" Lao Tan hurriedly replied, "It's me, Xiao Tan. I brought a little friend with me this month, mentioned last time. Do you remember? You can come in." A Yun pointed to the door, and with a sound it opened. As the two entered, Qin Yun looked on and sighed. This place is truly special. At that moment, a man with a long beard stepped out and said, "I am the sorcerer." Qin Yun hurriedly said politely, "Hello, Elder Wu Jiang. I am Qin Yun." At that moment, the witch craftsman looked at the fierce expression on his face. "Didn't Lao Tan say that Qin Yun is a prince? How did a girl come here?" He said casually, "I know your intentions. Come with me. I will help you step into the 5 realms. I hope you can create some top-tier longevity talismans for me later." Qin Yun quickly explained, "No problem. Don't worry, teacher. I am Kaio Zhuang. Inadan." In the blink of an eye, Qin Yun looked on in confusion. This person is strange. And this color too. Willin, I've truly never seen such a method. How fascinating. The sorcerer replied softly, "This isn't over yet. The powerful ones are behind. After boiling, this thing will become sticky, become transparent and gel-like. There is a secret room inside. After you go in, put this bucket of water spirit milk into the water. Then you just soak in the water. A few days after training, the diamond inner elixir within you can give birth to the marks of the great destiny, transformed into Vajra elixir. 5 days have passed in the blink of an eye. As Qin Yun opened his eyes, Qin Yun asked, "Why is everything here dried up?" The sorcerer exclaimed in astonishment, "How is that possible? Let me take a look. So you really are a man." Suddenly he wondered. Strange. Don't you have more than one inner elixir within you? Otherwise, it would be impossible to achieve such an effect after absorption. Ting replied with a forced smile, "I'm sorry. I do still have the inner elixir. I forgot to tell you." "What?" The shaman craftsman turned and left, filled with excitement. "Prate, I have never broken through with someone like this before. Wait for me. I'll go refill the prescription now." 10 days have passed in the blink of an eye. At this moment, Qin Yun opened his eyes and thought to himself, "This time it should be fine right. Now the 3 have all developed surface markings. But it just doesn't fully reveal itself. It seems as if there is a layer of membrane on the surface of the inner elixir, blocked these great paths of fate. Do not let it explode. But my inner strength, it has increased quite a lot. The strength of the Vadra's inner power has also increased. This guy mocks the male lead for living off a woman. Unexpectedly, the male lead ignored her and slapped her face instantly. The scene shifts to see the sorcerer looking dejected. "Tsai, you helped me refine several top-quality outfits. But I couldn't help you break through. I am leaving Jinlong City now. Go out to find materials. I will continue to refine that Lingru." Ting stopped Qin. "Will Lao? No need. If you feel guilty, I can help you collect some Xuanyu and iron ore." The sorcerer took out the golden egg and said, "Okay, but you must accept this as well. Consider it my thank you gift for the spiritual talisman." At the same time, in the Nine Suns divine space, Momo looked at Kaizin while taking a shower. That's great. There is food to eat." At that moment, old Tan said, "That's right, Qin. I just heard something outside. The Blue Sacred Palace is preparing to hold a celebration, celebrating the 5,000th anniversary of the Blue Sacred Palace. At that time, there will be a martial arts competition and a Kai wheel competition. I believe your identity must be significant." Qin was excited to hear this. Must go. Moreover, I want to participate in both competitions." The scene shifts to the Blue Sacred Palace. People were discussing. "Isn't that Qin? I heard that Qin is this guy, mastering quite a few exceptional immobilization talismans. It allowed him to obtain the Dragon Demon Beast's golden bullet. He is here to participate in the competition. We need to be careful. He is a junior Kai pattern master. The extraordinary binding talisman definitely wasn't crafted by him. It should be the potion refined for him by Elder Zhuachuan. It is possible he provided the binding talisman. The Grand Elder just helped him." At that moment, several beautiful women stopped Qin and asked, "I heard that the Blue Saints are very strong. Qin, do you have confidence?" "Martial arts competition. There are a total of 5 stages. It is said that the final stage is the real competition. Qin, brother, you need to keep going. Qin Jij, has someone liked you for a long time?" Qin. At that moment, a familiar figure appeared, walked towards him. Qin looked excited. "Purple Knight, it's really you. It's been a few days since we last met. You've grown a lot." Ziyi awkwardly said again, "Your friend Zai Wufeng has arrived, but it seems he won't participate in the competition. By the way, Zio Yulan has also arrived. In the Blue Sacred Palace, there are quite a few young disciples. I have a lot of resentment towards you. They all want to pursue Zio Yulan, so once they encounter you, definitely wants to use this to showcase their strength. You need to be careful. Listen up." Qin tapped his finger on Zai Yi's head and said with satisfaction, "We Zai Yi are truly unique. Everyone knows to care about me now." At that moment, Lan Fenjing walked over. Suddenly he hugged Zai excitedly. "I miss you so much. You've grown quite a bit lately. I heard that you came here to join the Eastern Palace. Is that right?" "Listen," Zai Yi softly replied. "The Eastern Palace has already agreed to accept me. From now on, I will be a disciple of the Blue New Palace. Please take good care of me, Sister Lan, and all the senior brothers." In the blink of an eye, Qin looked to the side and thought, "Another strange tale is that the competition is next door. It's fine. Not far." Suddenly, Zai Wufeng walked over and encouraged them. "Brother Yan, the martial arts competition officially begins today. I hope to see your outstanding performance. Uh, I will definitely perform well. At that moment, a person walked up to them and said, "You are Xiao Yulan's fiancé. It looks just about the same. Is there nothing special about it?" The person who came was Jai Kailan, the youngest and most powerful bodiless ninth layer of the Blue Sacred Palace. Xianx's spiritual vein, possessing a legendary beast martial soul, Thunder Kilin, Dazai asked coldly without any wind. "Jai Kailan, what do you mean by this?" Jai Kailan scoffed. "Nothing much. I just feel she is not worthy of Xiao Yulan. If I could meet her on the arena, I will definitely give her a good beating. Let Yulan see how weak her fiancé is." Upon hearing this, someone nearby chuckled. Ah, Kinyan was inherently weaker than Xiao Yulan, so beating her up was useless. Maybe by then Yulan will still resent you. Hearing Dajai Kailan echoing, "Ouch!" With that being said, I wouldn't dare hit her anymore. Sai, a big man, protected by a woman. It really humiliates us men. King Yan, I have to say, I admire you. The skill of living off others should be the best in the world. I don't know what kind of rice soup you gave to Yulan. Make her so devoted to you. King Yan, however, replied nonchalantly, "Then I really didn't expect that. Even eating soft rice can make me the subject of jealousy. It is truly so ugly." He turned and left immediately. "Thank you." I entered the venue. "Remember to cheer for me." Only Jai Kailan, with a fierce expression, was left thinking, "Am I being looked down upon?" Suddenly, a beautiful woman appeared holding a box of beads and said, "The participating dancers. Arrange into 10 teams as scheduled. First round. What is tested is one's resolve. Form 10 teams. 10 people participate each time. First time walking with the magic orb. The one with the most steps wins. How strong is the male protagonist's mental power? Surprisingly resisted the illusions created by the transformation orb. Finally took 150 steps. After listening to the introduction by the beautiful referee, King Yan in the crowd was astonished and thought, "Change the magic pearl can awaken the inner demons of a person, inducing the maximum of humans' evil thoughts. Create illusions for people." So many contestants were misled. Do what they usually want to do, but things they dare not do. The illusion is incredibly realistic. Once they did something bad, will be punished. As one person begins the test. As soon as I took the first step, suddenly he let out a loud scream. At this moment, everyone looked astonished. Oh my gosh, it has begun. So scary. What did they see? Suddenly, Jai Kailan appeared. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, 50 steps. In the blink of an eye, I walked 100 steps. At this moment, everyone looked astonished and exclaimed, "Oh my goodness, she wants to walk a full 100 steps. So impressive. Every step is steady." At this moment, King Yan reminded, "Jai Kailan and her friends. It should have been trained. All the disciples of Lanling New Palace definitely undergo this kind of training year-round. So you have to perform better than the other dancers. Purple Knight, are you scared? You are young and beautiful. Various types are forced to reveal their ugly sides. That's not good." Zhu Zai replied, "Lie. Not afraid. I have evil thoughts, but not much. I want to take a few steps forward. There shouldn't be any problems. King Yan, what about you? All these years, you have been oppressed, tortured, and there are various beauties around. There are many temptations encountered. You need to be more careful. In the blink of an eye, Zhu Zai had taken 50 steps. She has reached her limit. As the sunny clouds begin, just as I took the first step, suddenly a jolt of surprise struck my heart. Strength, beautiful appearance, treasure, wait for all kinds of illusions. Once immersed in the illusion, you can immediately feel an incredibly powerful sensation. You can obtain all kinds of beautiful women, possessing various treasures. Thinking of this, I began to resist with my mental strength. In the blink of an eye, 20 steps have been taken. As the clear clouds continue to move forward, the onlookers watched in amazement. Truly worthy of the name Qingyun. It has already exceeded 50 steps. More than 50 steps. Must aim to reach the level of the Blue New Palace disciples. What is it called? Don't disturb Brother Qingyun. Suddenly, Jai Kailan looked around and thought about the atmosphere. It has already exceeded 100. Surprisingly, more than I have, as it comes to an end. Just listen to the referee announce. Okay, Qingyun, 150 steps. As soon as these words were spoken, the arena erupted in cheers. Remarkable. Qingyun Ji is amazing. At this moment, two people exchanged incredulous glances. He surpassed Jai Kailan. He obtained the illusion pearl. Is there a problem? Lanling New Palace's highest record. It's just over 140 steps. An old mentor stepped forward. He actually surpassed an old senior from our Lanling New Palace. This is impossible. He cheated. Watching Jai Kailan's teachings without distinction. Elder, Qingyun definitely cheated. Upon hearing this, the two beautiful women beside him exchanged glances. Farting. Qingyun would never cheat. Can the disciples of the Blue New Palace not afford to lose? Contempt. Brother Qingyun, don't pay attention to this nonsense. As an old man checked, he said, this illusion magic pearl is normal. No problem. Lan Fengjin scolded from the side. Did you see it? Stinky kid. Do you think everyone is like you? Trash. Let's see what else you can come up with. If it weren't for the atmosphere, the competition would have started. You really need to be careful or I'll come after you. The scene shifts to the atmosphere of the competition venue. Suddenly, someone shouted, "Oh my! So beautiful! I like the flavor of Miss Hay pie. Sister Lan, I really like you." Lan Fengjin is a martial arts prodigy at a young age. Impressive. Qingyun also participated in the competition here. What the hell? Not many people participated in the atmosphere competition. There are only over 270 people. The advanced atmosphere creator is only 100. It is said that this is most of the mid-high atmosphere creators in the edge of the world. At that moment, Lan Fengjin's grandfather Lan Huiyu introduced. The first round eliminates 70 people. The content of the director is the most basic material refinement. The high-quality spirit in front of everyone. They all weigh 1,000 jin. The beast bone also weighs 1,000 jin. You must finish within the time of a single incense stick, striving with all my might to forge the highest quality bone jar, using standard equipment for cutting and hammering. In the blink of an eye, Jai Kailan gazed at the different path. Qingyun may have violet gold flames, but it can be sensed. Her flame is the weakest, far less enthusiastic than other atmosphere creators. Now everyone should be able to see. How poor is her skill, I wonder? Several beautiful women listened to a direct translation. That's true. It's just jealousy towards our Qingshan Jej. This person is really annoying. Duo Chuan looked at himself and said, an outsider watches the excitement. An expert knows the ropes. The heat emitted by Qingyun's flames is very weak. That is because she concentrated the flames. Go burn the spirit iron and bone tank. This is a brilliant technique for controlling fire. She didn't give off any warmth for us to sense, because she controls the heat of the flames gathered around the materials. The male lead tries to convince his wife to stay overnight, but unexpectedly her wife was worried whether her body could handle it. At this moment Dugui also muttered to himself, "King Yan has learned the art of divination from me. She is now using divination techniques to control the flames. Nature must be better controlled than others." The one-eyed man beside felt awkward and thought, "What is this person lost in?" Looking again, King Yun raised the spirit hammer. The first move, Thunder Strike, begins the forging. Meanwhile, Lan Fengjin was watching and thinking, "I underestimated you after all." At that moment, King Yun said proudly, "Sister Lan, it seems I haven't competed with you yet." In the blink of an eye, the referee announced, "The match has ended. Congratulations to King Yan for winning first place. Receive the medium-grade spiritual text reward from our Blue Sacred Palace. Yu Fen Ling Wen." At that moment, Lan Huiyu said to Lan Fengjin, This sunny cloud is nice," hoping to become a master of ingenious phrases. "Either way, I watched the process of the competition. You haven't come to perform for a long time. Are you with him?" Upon hearing this, Lan Fengjin quickly waved her hand. "No, no, no. Can you care about something else?" "Oh no. Yes, you call up King Yan later. During the competition, why don't you come stay with me for a while?" The scene shifts to Lan Huiyu's neighbor. Xiao Yulan leaned against the window and said, "So you live here." King Yan turned her head and asked, "I've heard your voice long ago. Why not go through the door? Must go through the window." Xiao Yulan sat down on the bed and said, "I sneaked away to see you without a proper reason. Isn't it too arrogant to just walk in?" "It's you. I actually moved into someone else's grandfather's house." Hearing King Yan lie down helplessly, "It was Elder Lan who brought me here. I can't possibly refuse such a respected elder. I am tired after a day. You Lan, you're not here to pick a fight with me, are you? Can't you show a little care for your husband?" Upon hearing this, Xiao Yulan pointed at King Yan, her face filled with anger. "Long time no see. You're just putting on a big man act for me. I don't know how many women you've seduced outside. Today at the venue, your Fangrel's screams almost deafened me. You are so popular. It can't be. You've already slept with a woman, right?" King Yun immediately grabbed Xiao Yulan and said, "Where is it? I, King Yun, still preserve my purity for you to this day." "I don't believe it." King Yun felt heartbroken upon hearing this. "Hearing you say that makes me sad. I truly kept myself faithful for you." Before finishing the conversation, I sensed someone had arrived. The two hurriedly hid under the blanket. As it turns out, the person is Lan Huiyu. King Yan, a bright moon in the azure sky, competing in 2 matches, is exhausting enough. Xiao Jing asked me to prepare some fresh fruits and snacks to help you regain your strength. The soundproofing here is good. Close the door and you can't hear anything. You can sleep well." King Yan quickly poked her head out and politely said, "Thank you so much. Thank you, senior." Lan Jai has feelings too. "Sai, why is this window open?" "I'll turn it off for you." "Okay. Thank you." "Oh, what are you thanking for?" "I have high hopes for you. Let's go. Win more rewards in the competition. I will go back to rest now. Goodbye, Mr. Lan. Take care." As Lan Huiyu departed, King Yun sighed as she floated above. "All right. The person has left. Lao Kayambe Lan is truly remarkable, caring for the younger generation. The gifts are all great things. You must listen to this, Zhao Yulan said angrily. You still say there's nothing between you and Lan Fengjin. This is still not considering Lan Fengjin's face. Do you and Lan Fengjin really have something? I specifically came to find you. I didn't expect you to be almost the son-in-law of the Yuan family. Just pretend I was never here today. King Yun grabbed Zhao Yulan and pulled her back, saying, What do you want me to do for you to believe me? I really don't have anything with her. She is just my mentor. My rightful fiancé is only you. Still say, you must let me prove it. You are the most special person to me. This made Zhao Yulan suddenly shy. How can you even ask me about something like this? We often gather less and part more. Everyone has their own things to be busy with. But do you really see me as your fiancé? Let go of me. I want to go back. King Yun held on tightly. You are not allowed to go anywhere. Yulan, stay tonight. Upon hearing this, Zhao Yulan's face flushed and her heart raced uncontrollably. What should I do? Does she mean that? Shouldn't I have said no to her? After all, King Yun is mine. At this moment, King Yun said with a flushed face, Yulan, if you don't speak, I'll take that as a yes. But in my heart, I was thinking, this little girl, what are you thinking about again? Listen, Zhao Yulan said with a flushed face, worried. However, but there's a match tomorrow. Will it affect you? Upon hearing this, King Yun couldn't help but burst into laughter. Zhao Yulan questioned while tapping. What are you laughing at? Damn it! The male protagonist finally completed the coming-of-age ceremony with the female protagonist, transformed into a man. After listening to Zhao Yulan's words, King Yun said with a smile, Uh-oh, stop hitting. I was wrong. I just didn't expect it. At this moment, you actually thought of me. Yulan, this competition doesn't mean much to me. My goal is not here. I actually came to challenge Zhao Yanglong. Listen, Zhao Yulan said with confusion. So it was like this. But can your strength really challenge him? Suddenly, King Yun pushed Zhao Yulan down. After the competition, let's check my physical condition. Then consider whether to challenge him. However, in front of you, you don't have to worry about our bodies. We'll just recover with the light pattern equipment afterwards. Do you think it's good? Okay. Then came the moment when the two faced each other honestly. The next day arrived in the blink of an eye. Just listen to the referee announce. Today's martial arts competition. It is a test of your speed and endurance. You kick 2,000 pounds of iron with both hands, running in circles inside the grand hall. The time it takes to burn an incense stick. You have to run at least 100 laps. The one who perseveres until the end will advance to the next round. Unlimited number of people, the dancers who can advance to the next round. You can go to our Blue Holy Palace's Xuanling Sacred Pool. Soak for an hour. At that moment, Huang Mountain watched the competition and thought, is this the Prince of Clear Skies? What a foolish look! Yet King Yun remained immersed in the gentle fragrance from last night. At this moment, Huang Mountain looked at the iron plow in front of him and thought, there are many iron clubs in the Blue Sacred Palace. It's all for training the disciples. Each one is only as big as a bucket, but it weighs 20,000 jin. The surface is carved with the inscriptions of Zhenjiang Lingwen. As long as there is energy inside, it can generate weight. This competition is not simple. In the blink of an eye, the referee announced the start of the match. Huang Mountain struggled to carry the iron drag. Looking at Qin Yun beside him, he effortlessly lifted one in each hand, rushed forward. This almost made Huang Mountain's eyes pop out. As Qin Yun ran, he thought to himself, "Eh, last night was really great." At this moment, Jai Kailan suddenly called out and rushed towards me. "Clear the way, clear the way. If you don't want to get hurt, step aside. Qin Yun will definitely lose today." At this moment, the atmosphere in the viewing area is vibrant. Jai Kailan and this group of guys. Truly cunning. Let me seize the opportunity. We must teach them a good lesson. Muron agreed beside him. This conference, it was meant to let the Blue Saints show off their skills. Show of strength. The appearance of Brother Yun stole their thunder. If the final victor is not the Blue Saint, the conference of the Blue Bishop, it has no meaning at all. Qiuzhong smiled in agreement. Maybe Brother Yun can create a miracle. At this moment, Jai Kailan passed by Qin Yun, mocking him. "Qin Yun, you might as well give up. Honestly participate in the strange news competition." Qin Yun scoffed. "And even if it's climbing, I want to finish climbing 100 laps, too. I will never bow down like you worthless ones." At this moment, Lan Fengjing looked worried. "Qin Yun is going all in. Ran with all my might. This is burning the energy of the body. It won't last long. Qin Yuniu is getting more and more exhausted as he runs. Only 3 Vajra can operate at the same time." Juachuan looked on in shock and exclaimed, "Qin Yun, you are overdrawing your own life. If this continues, it will greatly affect your foundation. It might have a significant impact on your entry into the 5-mirror realm. Loose scenery is also a social reminder. Qin Yun, here we lost. There is also a strange news competition. Compared to your strength, you will definitely achieve good results in the strange news competition. What are you working so hard for?" At this moment, Qin Yun felt utterly exhausted. Only by becoming the strongest in every aspect, only then can everyone acknowledge my relationship with Yu Lan. Yu Lan's husband. You can't be a coward. Not possible. Absolutely not. Thinking about it, I forced myself to activate it. Minjiang's confidence suddenly surged. As the 3 major meridians merge, linking 3 Vajra inner singles, Qin Yun fully revived and rushed out. At this moment, the onlookers looked on in astonishment. Qin Yun actually held on. No one has completed 100 laps yet. There is hope now. Come on, Brother Qin Yun. Lan Hui looked on in confusion and asked, "This? He has become the 5-dimensional mirror." Juo Chuan explained. "He did not break through. I just don't know why." Suddenly came back to life. At this moment, Murong smiled cheerfully. "This guy, it's so scary. Fortunately, I am not his enemy." In the end, Qin Yun successfully passed this round of the competition. The scene shifts to Xuanling in full bloom. Qin Yun looked at it in astonishment and thought, "Many female disciples want to run together as well. Isn't it going to be exposed?" Suddenly I glanced at the hidden passage. So everyone is actually wearing clothes. This guy's bangs are like those of an angel. Can detect cheating. As Qin Yun jumped into the pool, at this moment, Qin Yun felt in his heart, "Clearly, there is water in the pool, but I can't feel any water. I just feel like my body is being caressed by a gentle breeze. So comfortable. A strange feeling." At that moment, a beautiful woman suddenly exclaimed, "Oh dear, this feels so comfortable." At this moment, the beautiful woman greeted, "Congratulations, Qin Yun. I've heard you got promoted again. Kinyan quickly turned around and covered her eyes. As the tester announced the end of time, Kinyan left the pond and said, "I'm sorry. I still need to go to the second match of the Kowen Master later." In the blink of an eye, Kinyan was sitting in the courtyard, looking at the object in hand. "I didn't expect the second round of the Strange Tale contest. Rewarded this New Year's Eve. Dripping into the pupil. Can shoot out strong flames from the eyeballs. Flames can easily pass through the eyes. It can further enhance the flames. When my hands are not very nimble, it's also quite impressive to shoot flames from your eyes." Suddenly, Lan Fengjin dodged away and said, "However, this risk is very high. If not done properly, it could damage your eyes. So most people, it's just dripping on the fingertips. Let the fingers not fear the flames. Once upon a time, I really have to congratulate you. This afternoon's match left everyone speechless. I didn't expect your skills to be this high already. This is a dish from Kin Yun. Sister Lan, I've recently figured out a trick to enhance precision. You need to combine your mental strength with the carving knife effectively. I'm telling you, my divine jade technique is becoming stronger and stronger now." Before the words were finished, Lan Fengjin interrupted. "Kinyan, can you teach me the divine jade technique? My mental strength is not that strong. Why don't I become your disciple? Master, will you teach me the divine jade technique?" This made Kinyan feel instantly embarrassed. "Recently, everyone has been competing. I don't have time. I have a date with Yu Lan tonight." Lan Fengjin immediately slapped down. "Give it up. Yu Lan has entered seclusion starting today. I only came to find you after asking her. You have to teach, even if you don't want to." At this moment, Kinyan thought to himself, "No wonder you are so bold. I need to ask someone during tomorrow's competition. Why did Yulan suddenly go into seclusion?" The scene shifts to the next day. I only heard Xianxia mention. Xiao Yulan and Jai Kailan ended in a tie. So she was very unconvinced. Just went into seclusion. She said to wait until she steps into the martial arts world. Must give Jai Kailan a good beating. Yu Lan could have won, but it was stopped by some elders who intervened. So no result was determined. Hearing this, Kinyan was astonished. "So it is like this. This girl, I thought she disliked me for being a beginner." Yang Shi was completely baffled. "What do I dislike about you?" Kinyan immediately replied awkwardly, "It's nothing, it's nothing. I mean, I'm really lucky this time. Assigned to your group for the competition." At this moment, Yang Shi reminded, "Kinyan, only a maximum of 50 dancers can advance to the next round. Even if you admit defeat in advance in this match, no one will laugh at you." Meanwhile, only Lan Hua was explaining. One is the ice spirit penetrating bone formation. One is the gunpowder soul hunting formation. They are all corpse spirit formations. Belongs to the category of killing formations. Even in the realm of martial arts, if we don't escape in time, there is no doubt that one will die within an hour. Next, each group of participating dancers will be in the cavalry formation. Accept the trials of ice or fire, can hold out until the other three fall, will be able to win. If one were to fall down, so this group has been completely eliminated. As soon as the words fell, the examiner announced, "First group, it is Yang Shiyu. The contestant dancer is Qin Yun. Yu Hang, Bu Miao Miao, Lei Jin enter the ice spirit bone penetrating formation." Looking again at Qin Yun entering the formation, in an instant the renowned inner strength was unleashed. At this moment the onlookers outside were watching and talking. as expected of brother Qin. Only then can we suppress the blue spirit saints. The blue saint can't hold on any longer. Ah, I hope brother Qin can hold on. Let Yu Heng roll away." As Jai Kailan shouted, they looked again. "Yu Heng, don't lose to that kid. Give him a hard time." Yu Heng confidently replied, "Don't worry. I was already prepared." In the blink of an eye, the other two people inside the formation were visible. "I can't hold on any longer." At this moment, Qin was also trembling in four colors passively. Looking at Yu Heng beside him, he slowly thought, "Why is this guy completely unaffected? This is unreasonable." Thinking of this, the purple gold thunderfire star sounded again. Once the inner strength is exhausted, certainly cannot support. "I'm afraid I can't hold on much longer. Yuan, what should I do? If only you were here." At this moment, Lord Murong's sideburns outside smelled the scent of gossip. As the gossip antennae fully opened, Murong pointed and shouted, "Yu Heng cheated." But in my heart I was thinking, these shameful bastards probably. It is to protect Yu Heng for the reputation of the Blue Sacred Palace. Yu Heng simply cannot possess such great strength. He was wearing something. Thinking of this, he shouted again. The male lead finally wore this guy out. The clothes worn for cheating have all exploded. Seeing Murong shouting non-stop, this provoked Jai Kailing to retort, "Don't make baseless accusations. That was due to Qin's weak strength. You need to know. We have been honing our skills in this deadly arena for many years. Already trained a body to withstand the power of the great formation. The pain and hardships we endured before, you can't imagine. You should advise Qin. Let him give up. Otherwise, if this continues, you can only collect his body." "Shut up!" Xianxia let out an angry roar. He shouted towards the formation. The power of the killing formation is extremely terrifying. 5 bodies, 9 levels, insufficient strength. It can only last for a couple of hours inside. "Qin, you come out. This thing is harmful to the body." Lan Huiyu and Zhua Chuan also agreed. "Qin, forget it. I promise. I will definitely get to the bottom of this matter. If it continues like this, it will hurt the roots. You are now at the pinnacle of achievement. If there are any mistakes, will affect entering the 5 realms." At this moment, Qin gritted his teeth and persisted. "No, at this moment, go outside. Only like a defeated dog, feeling the thoughts in my heart. My 3 inner singles have been frozen. The internal energy cannot be unleashed. Even if the totem grants me strength, it can't help me hold on. Am I really going to lose? No, not possible." While I was thinking about it, a rabbit popped out of the watermelon. I can still feel the pain. It is also because it hasn't been completely frozen. Once you no longer feel pain, then the body is very likely to be ruined. At that moment, a member outside the formation spoke. "Qin, I am from the newly selected Martial Arts Institute. You must take care of Yu Heng. This guy cheated, used a method. I can never lose to a guy like this." Others were also inspired. "Qin, get up quickly. Even though you were expelled from the new Selection Martial Arts Academy, but you will always be the pride of our newly established Wu Academy. Qin, all the students from the newly elected Martial Arts Academy support you. Don't lose to those few scheming saints. Show me your true strength. Defeat them one by one." At that moment, Qin's arm tattoo was activated. At this moment, Qin thought to himself, "I'm so stupid. Momo, how did I not think of that? My celestial master totem is not white." Thinking, they reached out and pressed their hand on the ground. using the Nine Suns' divine spirit to help the celestial master totem absorb spiritual energy. At this moment, Lan Fengjin looked on in astonishment. A strong power of the primordial spirit. Is he absorbing spiritual energy through his primordial spirit? There is only one lineage. How can so many types of spiritual energy be drawn? Lan Huiyu was equally astonished. His current state, it is the fusion of the spiritual vein and the primordial spirit. Transform into the legendary Yuan Shan spiritual vein. It is said that only those of one lineage. Only by cultivating can one achieve this state. At this moment, Qin Yan felt in his heart, once I am dead, the Taoist master's totem will also fade away. Could it be that the celestial master totem is allowing me to live? Finally awakened the bloodline of the heavenly master. Pour into my entire being. Why is it getting more and more painful? At that moment, the silence in the space observed in astonishment. The bloodline of the celestial master created by the celestial master's arm. Pour into your body. Brother Yun, you must hold on. If successful, you possess the bloodline of a celestial master. In the blink of an eye, Qin Yan was already in unbearable pain, lying on the ground howling. Silently watching, he urgently reminded, "Puh, import your diamond. Let it replace the bone marrow. You can't resist at all." Looking at Qin Yan, who is now lying on the ground. Stay still and motionless. The onlookers watched in astonishment. What's wrong? What happened? Qin Yan stopped calling. Surely it hasn't died, right? Suddenly, Qin Yan sat up abruptly. Sigh, I'm fine now. I have successfully merged, although it still feels cold now. But it doesn't hurt that much anymore. Then he looked at Yu Heng, who was kneeling on the ground. Suddenly, with a loud crash, the protective amulet on his body shattered. Yu Heng. Suddenly, a person rushed in, shouting anxiously, "Kai Xuan! Yu Heng Kai Xuan!" Upon hearing this, the onlookers disdainfully remarked, HMPH. If it weren't for Qin Yan managing to hold on until the end. We have no idea of the truth. Truly despicable. Wasting our time. This is truly shameful. Can the Blue Sacred Palace not afford to lose? If you can't handle the pressure, don't hold such a competition. Embarrassing. The scene shifts to a room. Only Xianxia said, Qin Yan, you have a match this afternoon. I will transfer my inner strength to you, make you recover a bit faster. And Qin Yan felt in his heart, it's been a long time since I've been with the teacher. As the two locked eyes with each other, Xianxia asked in surprise, Why are you looking at me like that? Only here Qin Yan asked, Teacher, when exactly are you getting married? Hearing Xianxia reply with a cheerful laugh, the celebration of the Blue Sacred Palace has ended. Let's begin. Qin Yan, you don't have to be sad. Regardless, I will still be your teacher in the future. He's also your friend. I can see you growing so strong. I am also very happy. You and Yu Lan will surely carve out a place for yourselves. Qin Yan responded and thought to himself, there isn't much time left for the celebration. The spirit helped the male lead repair the spiritual energy with a condition. The male lead immediately rejected it. Suddenly, Qin Yan took out a book of martial arts techniques and said, Teacher, this is earth-level martial arts. I haven't been studying at all, because no one knows. I don't dare to act recklessly myself. I can cultivate the fire cloud sect to perfection. However, using the strongest Shunbu meteor requires a large amount of Nigeng energy. I can't do it for now. If you master the likeness martial arts at the prefectural level, there is a chance to overcome this challenge. Xianxia looked at it in her hand and said, Good. I will analyze it as soon as possible. then make annotations, using the simplest way, guiding you to get started. As Kinyon watched the door close behind him, he left. I'm heading to the afternoon match now. Hello, teacher, please study well. At that moment, Momo stepped out and said, Congratulations, Kinyon. You now possess a bloodline of angels. This is something that many humans and demons long for. If in the demon realm, someone like you who has angelic blood, everyone wants to eat it. Even if it's just a sip of soup, they can all have great benefits. This left Kinyon feeling quite embarrassed. Many people want to eat me. This doesn't seem like a good thing. Just don't let anyone know. Don't mention the demons in the demon realm. Even those who wish to gain the power of bloodlines, they also want to eat bloodline warriors like me. By the way, previous competition, I'm glad you reminded me. She replied, blushing silently. Oh dear, why be so polite? Has Brother Kinyon never let anyone go hungry? It's all my responsibility, no matter what happens. Everyone is willing to help you. The scene shifts to the examination hall. Only heard Lan Huiyu introduce. The third round mainly tests the formation. It's not that I'm not excited, but rather to break the formation. You need to complete it within the specified time. Breaking through a formation. These tents, they are all small ceiling formations. You all go inside. Then I activated the ceiling formation from outside. Please pay attention. Do not break the ceiling formation. Only within half an hour can we break the formation and escape. Only by entering the fourth round. At this moment, Kinyon was sweating profusely, looking at my own secret path. Oh no, this exam, a small dish. The test was completed in an instant. In the blink of an eye, Lan Huiyu announced, Third round, a total of 25 people can advance. In this batch of remarkable poems, 15 people can come out. This batch of extraordinary poems begins now, if time permits. Today, we enter the fifth round. This is Layazi Kinyon speaking at the Blue Phoenix well. Kid, I just got eliminated. I feel so unwilling. I envy you for being able to move on to the next round directly. At this moment, Lan Huiyu coughed and spoke. That eliminated contestants, please step aside quickly. Do not hinder the next round of the competition. Now, please look behind me, all candidates. These are all my friends. Over the years, due to mistakes in carving the Mingwen history, and resulted in discarded spiritual energy. This round of competition, just let everyone use the carving knives we provide, repairing the discarded supreme spiritual energy. Everyone can rest assured. These scrapped spiritual energies went wrong. This is all the text portion. Everyone just needs to fix the incorrect plaintext part. Let the ultimate spiritual energy be reborn. Then you can enter the final round. Successfully repaired the most extraordinary poem with abundant spiritual energy. You will receive the unique news from our Lanling Sacred Palace. This is a special wonder. I want to get the news. It must be the one that restores the most exceptional spiritual energy. If everyone only repaired one exceptional spiritual energy, you cannot receive this reward. This is a silent reminder within the space. Brother Yun, if I could go out, I can quickly help you find the mistakes in the spiritual text. Listen, Kinyon asked in disbelief. Oh, really? It can't be. Looking again, Momo said with a mischievous smile, Yes, as long as you kiss me once. I will. Kinyon immediately refused. I knew it. No need. I'll do it myself. As Kinyon picked up the carving knife, the Blue Phoenix well by the ground is opening a golden forked knife. Qin quickly found the mistake. I used to help my grandfather restore this kind of failed spirit in the text. It's not so easy to find where the mistake is. You need to search very carefully for a period of time. Only then can we discover the mistakes. Zhuo Chuan agreed. Indeed, searching for the carved error in the spirit script. Very time-consuming. It is not so easily found. It seems that Qin has already found it. At this moment, Qin thought to himself, "Not right. This round of competition, we only have enough time to repair one aura. I'm sure Lan Lao and the others are very clear about this. It's impossible to produce a first place, no matter how talented you are. The restoration work on the Lingwen is about the same. There is no exaggerated gap. It's impossible to fix both. Fortunately, I was prepared. As he carved, he said, 'Momo, please help me fix it. No need for more. Just one more will be fine. I can indeed create one more by myself, but I still have a competition later. Cannot afford to consume.' The male protagonist challenges Xiao Yanglong to defeat him and enter the Western Palace. Surprisingly, I had to stand my ground to withstand Xiao Yanglong's strike. After hearing Qin's words, he silently muttered, 'I told you long ago to let me take action. In the end, you still came to find me. I will help you right away. You know the cost.' This left Qin speechless. The high priest doesn't need to investigate. Personal moral character. The person beside listened in silence, thinking to themselves.